Well, good evening, everybody. This is Will Tool. We are we're about ready to go live. We're just going to give a couple of seconds to do that. And this is Will Tool with Field of Dreams Baseball. For those who we want to give folks a chance to jump on in and go from there. So as you can see, you hold on just a sec, we're gonna hopefully have done this right and whatnot, but it's about I had said we were gonna go live at 9 o'clock. We aren't gonna really start anything with Field of Dreams until 9 o'clock proper to give everybody a chance to jump on in and go from there. So if you just hang tight for just a sec, we will proceed accordingly. It is season 4 of the Field of Dreams. It's September the 4th. We may play a couple of days. We may only do one day. We're going slow through the month of September because there are some really great races. With that in mind, I am going to pop the link into Discord so that people can potentially find this. We will see how that shakes out. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But if anybody's on the Discord and wants to share this, then feel free to do. I am gonna endeavor to just do that. Bear with me a sec as I do so, as I fumble about. I don't know why, but it will not seem to. There we go, copy that. Pardon me as I talk to myself. This is yet to be the first. Pardon me as I talk to myself. This is yet to be. As I say, all right, the sound appears to be in order. You could probably hear that on there if you're already aboard. If you're not, then certainly we will proceed accordingly. So I am, as I say, right at this very moment in time, posting the link in Discord if somebody has not. Okay, thank you, Bernie, for that note in Discord. We are going to pop the link in, and the link is on. So, with all of that stammering and stuttering and blithering for the last few minutes, welcome to the latest issue of Field of Dreams on the Will Tool channel. We have not been here the last few weeks for any number of reasons, but I thought I'd jump on tonight, do a little broadcast, maybe do at least one game, possibly two. I have an early day in the morning, so probably will only be one. I want to get us at least through September the 4th. I want to help chip in, shoulder the load with this streaming. So, with that, the link is out here. The link is on Discord. I don't know if anybody is on. If you are, then great. It's good to have you. We're going to head on over to the Ball Diamond. And as we do, we should note the divisions we'll note the division races because we have some great ones. The D-Gens, led by the one and only Mike Silva, are leading in the win division over Lehigh by 2.5 games. Hagerstown and Liverpool are separated by 5 games. Hagerstown is in first place in the Earth Division. In the Water Division, Marshfield, ironically enough, there's a town right near where I live, near Hadley Lake, called Marshfield. Marshfield is 2.5 games up on Amazing, and Hadley Lake couldn't be any further away at 24 games out, ironically enough. Vegas in the Fire Division is a game clear of Chicago. Now, we don't have a Vegas Chicago matchup today, but we are going to start jumping into some of these games and start simming them and going from there. So we're going to start with Maplewood, T-ville. I'll zip right through that. That would be a game that seems to be chugging along. Tuell gets the win over Maplewood 3-2. Pence uh, Pierce picks up his 20th. Bedrosian went to 5-6. Ramirez went 3 for 5 with a triple and a double. Hagerstown and Cleveland, in a game that has implications in the Earth Division, goes to a win for Cleveland. So Liverpool pulls a half a game closer. That's a win by Ed Walsh and a loss by David Price, who falls to 15-8. Kelly went 1 for 4 with his ninth homer. Now, amazing in Florence in the next game up. And lo and behold, there we go. Florence sneaks out a win over the Amazings. Mel Parnell with a win and Lee with the loss. Schmidt went 2 for 4 with his 49th home run. You saw that right, 49 homers. Now, Lancaster and Brooklyn, in a game that doesn't mean much of anything, and in fact, it doesn't mean anything. Brooklyn gets the 3-2 win. Labine with the win, Russell with the loss. Manouche went 4 for 6 with a double. Edmonton and St. Pete, the win goes to Edmonton, who moves to 71-62. Ruleback gets the win, Davis the loss. Colavito went 3 for 5 with a pair of homers and 2 RBIs. Liverpool and Washington. Let's see if Liverpool can take advantage of Hagerstown's defeat. And indeed they can. They put the sword to Washington, beating them 16-4. Kluber moves to 10-9. Hackler goes to 5-14. Collins went 3 for 4 with 6 RBI, and a triple. Now, Degens and Lehigh is going to be the game we're going to feature tonight for obvious reasons. Marshfield and Tijuana, and so we're going to skip over Degens and Lehigh for the moment. Marshfield and Tijuana. Let us see. Indeed, it's a win for Tijuana as Marshfield cannot capitalize on Amazing's misfortune. Tijuana goes to the Tijuana Tinfoil Hats, go to 24-10 with Pete Alexander. Denny falls to 13-10. Hadley Lake is facing off against Chicago, and that is an 8-1 win for Chicago. Kovalevsky gets it. McConnell falls to 8-19. Chicago has won 11 straight, and they look to be a tough out and a possible repeat this season if Bernie and Vegas cannot hold them off. Dallas and Philly, the win goes to Philly. Messersmith with the win. Maddox the loss. Murphy went 2 for 3 with a double. San Fran and Manchester, and the win goes to Manchester. The Red Bolt Nation of 1. It's an 11-4 victory. Marion with the win. Clemens the loss. Musial went 3 for 5 with his 22nd homer and 2 RBI. Chico's in Long Island. Now, Chico's, it must be noted, is 6 games out, but still has an outside chance at mounting a comeback. And with that, Chico's gets shut out by Long Island 2-0. Wagner with the win, Johnson the loss, and Goslin goes to 2 for 4. Now, Vegas must keep pace in order to fend off Chicago if they have any chance, and we'll see what happens here against a tough mid-Michigan squad. And that is a win for Vegas. They're 5-0. Davenport with the win, Morris the loss, and Raines went 3 for 4 with a stolen base. So now we're going to go back and we're going to see what transpires between Degens and Lehigh in this contest. And we're going to go down to the old ball yard. And as we do, we're going to try to see what we're going to have for a ball field in this situation. It doesn't look promising, but we will try to get that squared away. It looks like Camden Yards at the moment. We know it's not. This is just my computer. So let us go to the old ball yard here. So we want to click on Computer Manager. Or do we? And we do not. We do not. We do not. We do not. We want to view opponent, manager. No, we do not. There we go. Computer lineup. Excuse me. It's been a couple of weeks. There's that. View opponent, computer lineup, view opponent, computer lineup. There we go. So there we are with our lineups. We're going to head on down to the field, and once we get situated there, we will try to make a change on the graphic at least. This game is being played in Comerica Park, where it's the D-Gens against Lehigh. Welcome to Comerica Park, where it's D-Gens against Lehigh. It promises to be a battle between two solid teams. D-Gens have won 8 of their last 10. Lehigh has won 8 of their last 10. Bob Feller takes the mound for D-Gens. He's made 29 starts on the year and is 18-6 with an ERA of 3.24. His third start against Lehigh. He's 0-2 with a 5.93 ERA against Lehigh. He'll be opposed by Cy Young for Lehigh. Young has made 34 starts on the year and is 25-8 with an ERA of 2.94. It's his second start against the D-Gens. He's 1-0 with a 2 ERA against D-Gens. It's 71 degrees with wind speed of 8 miles per hour, out to right center field. And let's take it away.
Play ball!
We are going to play ball, and as we get settled in, we're going to remind everybody that this game is being played at Comerica, and we will be flipping over to, hopefully, an image of Comerica. Let us see what we have in the works here. Let us see. Where is Comerica? Excuse me for a sec here. I should have been a little more on top of the ball here, no pun intended. We're going to go with Comerica. Let's go with that one. I like, that's Comiskey. Excuse me. We're going to go, let's go with this one. We know what it is, what time of day it is. Use image, see what it does. If it does anything. If it doesn't, then hopefully. And it doesn't. For whatever reason, it did not. So we're just going to go full speed ahead because it is getting late here on the East Coast. And quite frankly, I'm a little tired. So we're going to see where things go. Leading off for the D-Gens is the incomparable Ty Cobb. He's batting .282, 13 homers and 61 RBIs thus far on the season. In a classic duel against Cy Young, taking the hill for the Lehigh Lizards. And Cobb has an 8-game hitting streak coming into this game. And the pitch from Young. And that ball is dribbled out to third. Caminiti grabs it, fires over to first, and gets his man just by a hair. Kluszewski applies the tag. Speaking of fielders, as we normally do, we forgot to go through the fielding rotation. So out in left, it's Dave Winfield. In center is Willie Mays. And in right is J.D. Martinez. At third is Ken Caminiti. Ozzie Smith at short. Craig Biggio at second. Kluszewski at first. And behind the plate is Freehand. Bill Freehand, I believe. Yes, indeed it is. Bill Freehand behind the plate. That's your Lehigh defense as Nap Lajoie stands in, batting .322 with 46 homers and 124 RBI. Quite a potent lineup to have Cobb and Lajoie starting off as Young comes set and get for the sign from Freehand. The pitch. And that ball is dribbled out to pass short and into left field for a base hit right off the bat. LaJoie got his bat on it and reached base right out of the chute. Now up it comes is Manny Ramirez, who's batting 261 with 32 homers and 91 RBIs. Young looks over to first, gives it a glance, stares in, gets the sign, and the pitch. And that ball is dribbled out to third on a double hop. Caminiti to second for one on the first, and he doubles Manny off for a double play to end the inning. So after a half an inning, it's no score with Lehigh coming to bat. Now go on the hill for the D-Gens, as we mentioned before, is Bob Feller. Feller is coming into this game 18-6 and with an ERA of 3.24. He'll be squaring off against Craig Biggio, who's batting 232 with 12 homers and 69 RBI. In the field for the D-Gens, we have Pete Reeser in left, Ty Cobb in center, Anderson in right, Chris Bryan at third, Rogers Hornsby at short, LaJoie at second, Dwight Evans at first, apparently, and Yadier Molina behind the plate. Ty Cobb will be DH. Biggio stands in, awaits word from Feller, who fires homeward, and that ball is dribbled out into right field for a leadoff hit on the part of Biggio. A great start for the Lehigh Lizards. Now Jeff Bagwell will stand in. He's DHing. He's batting 292 with 30 homers and 88 RBIs. The pitch from Feller as he holds the runner on. And that ball is right down the heart of the plate for strike three, and that's out number one. Feller responds with a critical K. And Biggio has 23 strikeouts on the season. He's at first as Ken Caminiti stands in, batting 300 with 24 homers and 85 RBIs. The pitch from Feller. The throw to first, rather, and Biggio dives back, and he does make it. Evans made the swipe, but it was a little too late. We'll do it all over again. The pitch. That ball is dribbled out into right field as past the second baseman, and a bobble out there by Brady Anderson allows the runner to take second and Biggio to take third. So a tight spot here for the D-Gens as Lehigh hopes to capitalize with Ted Plazewski, who's bringing a 9-game hitting streak into the game, batting 281, 14 homers and 53 RBIs. Feller with the pitch. And that ball is right over the plate for strike three. And that's two down. A big K there for Bob Feller. But it gets no easier as Willie Mays stands in. He's batting 270 with 40 homers and 113 RBIs. The pitch to Mays. And that ball is ball four, probably a wise decision. Although Feller doesn't agree that it was ball four, nonetheless, the bases are loaded, and something's got to give with J.D. Martinez standing in. He's batting 241, 27 homers, 81 RBIs. He's got a grand slam on the season. If he hits one now, it'll be an early lead for the Lehigh Lizards, and D-Gens will have to dig themselves out of a hole. Feller bears down and gets the sign. The pitch. And that ball is right over the plate, strike three. So Feller struck out the side and got out of a jam. Not without incident, however, but it's still knotted up 0-0. And the ball will be handed back over to Cy Young as we head to the top of the second. Leading off for the D-Gens is Brady Anderson batting 263, 14 homers, 53 RBIs. The pitch from Young. And that ball is lifted high, not very deep. It comes down. Kluszewski pockets it for out number one. A harmless pop up there from a true power hitter. Now up, it's Darrell Evans. Excuse me, I called him Dwight earlier. I had my Red Sox cap on as I was doing that. It's Darrell Evans batting 244, 16 homers, 49 RBIs. Young works. And that ball is cued out to right left field for a seeing eye single, and Evans is aboard with one down. Now up comes Yadier Molina batting 291 with 18 homers, 63 RBIs. The pitch from Young. And Molina lifts it high and lifts it deep. It's going to carry, but Martinez steps back and gloves it for out number two. As he chucks the ball back in, Evans will hold pat. Now up comes Pete Reiser, who's batting 263 with 13 homers and 54 RBIs. The pitch to Reiser. And that ball is kind of shot. Foul deep down the line, but it lands foul. Just did land foul. It must have kicked just foul at the last minute. Reiser will do it all over again. The count is 1-2. Not a place you want to be with Cy Young on the hill. Young rocks and fires. And that ball is right over the heart of the plate for strikeout number one on the day for Cy Young. So after an inning and a half, we have no score with Dave Winfield standing in and Bob Feller back on the hill. Winfield is batting 278 with 14 homers and 54 RBIs. The pitch from Feller. And just like that, that's strikeout number four. So the four batters, the four outs that the D-Gens have picked up have all come by way of the K. And we now see what will transpire with Bill Freehan batting 273, 15 homers, 52 RBIs. Feller gets the sign from Molina and the pitch. That ball is put into play back to Feller. He gives way to Evans and covers first to grab the out, the first ground ball out of the day. So 5 men down. So 2 outs here in the top of the bottom of the second. Ozzie Smith stands in for the Lizards, batting 201 with 26 RBIs. Feller comes set, fires. And that ball just does grab the outside corner, but the catcher drops it and has to fire to first to retire his man. After 2, we have no score, and Young will take the hill for the top of the third as Chris Bryant stands in, awaiting the pitch. The third baseman is batting 245 with 9 homers and 54 RBIs for D-Gens as Young gets ready to deliver. The pitch. That ball is lifted out over the head of Biggio and looped into right center for a base hit. So Young is so Bryant is aboard, and Hornsby is at bat, and he is a number 8 hitter. It must be said, number 8 hitter indeed. Yes, number 9 hitter. Excuse me. What a potent 9 hitter is Rogers Hornsby. The shortstop is batting 308, 32 homers, 87 RBIs, and in prime position to do some damage. Young comes to the ready and fires. And that ball is laced high and deep and back, and it is caught out there by Winfield right at the track as the runner has to retreat. Hornsby gave it a bit of a ride, but the wind pulled it down, as you would expect it might on a December day like this. So that's 1 man down and back to the top of the order. Earlier today, Cobb made an out his first time up. He's batting 281, 13 homers, 61 RBIs. The pitch. And there is a number off the end of the bat. Caminiti comes in on it, fires to first. Safe is Cobb. He beat it down the line. So runners at first and second with one man down. Now LaJoie standing in. He's 1-for-1. He picked up a single earlier. And Young is kind of in a bit of a jam here with one man out. The pitch. And that ball is caught on and missed. Strike three. He did go around, so that's out number two. Now up comes Manny Ramirez, who's hoping to give the Degens a bit of a jolt. He's 0-for-1 on the day. Earlier in the first inning, he grounded to third into a double play. So here we go. The pitch to Ramirez, and that ball is trickled off the end of the bat. Young gloves it and fires to first to retire his man. After 2.5, there's no score. Craig Biggio will come to bat for the Lehigh Lizards. He'll be followed by Bagwell and Caminiti. Feller is back on the hill. He's retired 5 men by way of the K thus far. So we'll see what transpires here. Biggio is 1-for-1. He singled in the first. The pitch from Feller. And that ball is shot out to Hornsby, who gets it, fires over to first for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Great play there by Hornsby, who plucked it off the edge of the grass and fired it over for out number 1. Now it's Biggio, who's batting 0-for-1 on the day. He was retired by way of the K. Let's see what Feller has for him here. And that ball nicks the outside corner for strike 3. That's 6 on the day for Feller. And it's all up to Caminiti, who singled his last time up. The pitch to Caminiti from Feller. And he made some contact, shoots it right back up the center, but LaJoie is there. Off balance throw to first, gets his man for out number 3. After 3, we have no score. 0-4-1 for the Degens. 0-2-0 for Lehigh. And we are right back where we started as we head to the top of the 4th. Cy Young takes the hill. Brady Anderson is back up. He's 0-for-1. He popped out his first time up. Freehand gives a sign. Young comes set and fires. That ball is shot out over the head of Biggio and into right center for an easy base hit. Anderson gets on the board. But once again, that's the 5th hit of the day for the Lizards, but they have nothing to show for it today. Now up comes Evans. He singled earlier. I believe he advanced to second on an error, if I remember right. We shall see, but let's see let's have a quick peek here. He grounded a single between third and short. So indeed, here we have Young come set. Anderson has got 12 steals on the year. The throw over to first, and Anderson dives back to safely. So we'll do it all over again. Young pitches. That's a shot out over the head of Ozzie Smith and into left center. So runners are aboard. First and second, nobody out. Molina stands in. He's 0-for-1. Young really needs a double play here or a strikeout if he's going to get out of this inning. But the Degens really have a golden opportunity. I believe the Degens do. Indeed, they do. And they have Cy Young on the ropes. The pitch to Yadier. That ball is lifted down the first base line, trickling towards the line. JD ranges over Martinez, and he makes the grab. The runner at second will advance to third. So even on a harmless foul fly, the runner does advance. So we have runners at first and third with Pete Reeser standing in. Young gets the sign. He looks over to first. Evans has a 62% chance of stealing. The pitch from Young. The runner is off. The ball is low. The throw down to second. And Evans is a dead duck. I don't know as I would have gone there, but nonetheless, the runner is still stuck at third, and the D-Gens, it's all up to Reeser to punch this run across. The pitch from Young. And that's cut on and missed, strike three, so a major threat goes by the board. Lehigh gets out of it as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Not what you want to see if you have the D-Gens. A critical base running error there. Feller is back on the hill for the D-Gens. He'll try to compose himself and shut down Lehigh here. Klazewski stands in. He's 0 for 1, but he's got a 9-game hitting streak going. The pitch from Feller. That's a cue shot. Lifted off the end of the bat out to center field. Cobb races back on it, reaches up, makes the catch for out number 1. It was a fly ball to center. It went a little further than anyone thought it would, but if that happens with this man, Willie Mays, it could well end up in the bleachers. Feller works. And that ball is lifted over the head of Hornsby and dropped into left center for a base hit by the great Willie Mays. Now up at J.D. Martinez, he's hoping to keep the going here for Lehigh. Feller looks his man back, gets a sign from Molina, and fires. That ball is dribbled out to Hornsby, past Hornsby, who couldn't flag it down. So we have runners at first and second, one man out, and Dave Winfield standing in. For all the hits, we've not had a run. We've had 10 hits on today and no runs scored. So who will be the first to break the logjam? Feller comes set, works, and fires to Winfield. And that ball grazes the corner of the plate, but it's inside, says the ump, so the bases are loaded. Things have gone from bad to worse, and they're hoping that Bill Freehand, they can coax a double play out of him. The pitch from Feller. That ball is lifted. It looks like it could be caught out there by Anderson. Will a run score? The runner is going to try to come home, and he will score. So that's a run on a sac fly by Bill Freehand, who got the job done. Feller is not very happy with himself, but he's got to pull it back together here and retire Ozzie Smith, who's 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch to Smith. The runner is off. The pitch. That ball is blistered into right field, and down the line, it's going to be a fair ball. A run will score. Ozzie comes up big, and that's 2 runs on the day. Winfield holds at second, Smith at first, but a run does cross the plate to give the Lehigh Lizards a 2-0 lead. Now Biggio stands in. He's 1 for 2. Feller comes set, fires, and that ball is strikeout number 3, strikeout number 7. So he slams the door, but not before giving up a pair as we head to the top of the 5th, 2-0 Lehigh. Chris Bryant stands in. He's 1 for 1 on the day. The D-Gens would certainly like to have something to show for their 6 hits on the day. They stranded 4 men, and last inning really let a threat go by the boards. The pitch from Cy Young to Freehand. And Bryant stalls that ball deep. Back and out of the park it goes. That's the way to respond. Chris Bryant caught one, and he hammered it 353 feet. Home run number 10 for Bryant. So that cuts the lead to 2-1 as Rogers Hornsby stands in with a 7-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 1 on the day, and Young is on the ropes a little bit after that blast by Chris Bryant. The pitch. That ball is scalded. It's lifted down the left field line. Back goes Winfield, but he won't catch this. And once again, we have back-to-back homers. Hornsby goes yard, and Young is shell-shocked. That's home run number 33. Way to go for the number 9 hitter, 357 feet. And just like that, we are tied at 2. Way to go for the Degens, who are now right back in this thing. And it gets no easier for Cy Young as he has to face the immortal Ty Cobb, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Cobb singled earlier. We'll see what he does here as the pitch comes homeward. And that ball is looped out to short. Smith jumps, and he makes the grab for out number 1. Finally got an out, but it was a loud one as Nap LaJoie stands in. LaJoie gets surveys the situation as Lehigh comes set, as Young comes set, that LaJoie is batting .322, 46 homers, 124 RBI. The pitch. And that ball buzzes the zone. It's strikeout number 4. LaJoie comes off empty. He didn't know about that call, but he's not going to fight it. So with Manny Ramirez coming up, 2 men down. Here's a threat to go deep is Manny. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but he's got 32 homers and 91 RBIs. The pitch from Young. That ball is lifted over the head of Smith and deposited into left center field for a base hit by Ramirez. Now we're back to Brady Anderson. He singled his last time up, if I remember correct. Line to single between first and second. Here we go. Comes the pitch to Anderson. And that ball is cued out deep. Back. It's going to be caught out in right field by Martinez. The wind pulled it back down. So after 4.5, we're right back where we started. It's 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Degens, and 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors from by Lehigh. Now up, it's Bob Feller's back out there at 72 pitches. He'll square off against Bagwell as Molina settles in behind the plate. The pitch from Feller. That ball buzzes the zone. Bagwell swings, or does he? No. That's ball 4, so not what you want to see if you're the Degens. With Bagwell reaching on a walk. Next up is Caminiti. He's 1 for 2. He singled earlier. The pitch. The throw to first. Bagwell dives back, and he's safe. Evans applies the tag, albeit a little whisker late. The pitch. And now we will deal with Caminiti. The pitch. That ball caught on and missed. That's strikeout number 8. 250 on the year for Feller. What a year he's had. And it couldn't have come at a better time with a runner aboard. Now up, it's Ted Kluszewski batting .280. He's got a 9-gamer going. The runner on first. The runner is leading off the pitch. That ball is lifted high out to center field. Cobb settles under it and flags it down for out number 2 as the runner retreats. Now Willie Mays stands in. He singled earlier. Bagwell has 19 steals on the year, but you wouldn't think he'd be running here with a home run hitter like Mays. Feller wants to be careful, and he throws it right over the heart of the plate, and that ball's a 2-hopper to Hornsby, who gloves and fires over to first for out number 3. After 5, it's 2-2 Degens and Lehigh. Now up, it's Darrell Evans. He's got a pair of singles on the day, if memory serves. Indeed, no, he had a single. He lined a single between third and short and fourth. and grounded one in the second. So memory did serve in that particular case. We'll see if Young for Lehigh Cy Young can retire the D-Gen's leadoff man. The pitch. Half ball is lifted out to center field. Mays ranges under. He's got it. An easy play for him. And out number one is Yadier Molina, who's 0 for 2 on the day, stands in. Young comes set, gets a sign from Freehand, and fires. Molina shoots it back up the middle, but Smith is there, throws it over to first. Bang, bang, one just like that, 2 down. Now it's up to Pete Reiser, who squandered an opportunity his last time up and is 0 for 2 on the day. The pitch to Reiser. And that ball right over the plate, bunted, it seems. Catcher throws down to first. Young throws to first. Young tried to do it all himself and threw it by the first baseman, allowing Reiser to reach. That's Young's first error on the season. Now up, Chris Bryant stands in. He's 2 for 2. He homered his last time up to rally the D-Gens. Let's see what he has here. Young really doesn't want to mess around, so he's going to throw to first. And indeed, Reiser is back. The pitch to Bryant. And that ball is lifted out to left, high indeed, not quite as deep as I thought. And Winfield pockets it for out number 3. After 5.5, 2-2, D-Gens and Lehigh. Feller's back on the hill now. He's going to square off against J.D. Martinez, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He picked up a single his last time up in the 4th inning. The pitch from Feller. And that ball grazes the outside corner of the plate for strikeout number 9. Feller has racked up the Ks today, but really doesn't have the lead to show for it. So he'll move on to Winfield, who's 0 for 1, and the pitch to Winfield. And that ball hums right over the plate. That's going to be ball 4, I guess. They don't know where that came from. The umpire is probably as blind as I am. Be that as it may, Winfield makes it to first, and we'll see what Lehigh can do with it in Bill Freehand. Now, his last time up was a sac fly to give a run, give Lehigh their first run on the day. Sac fly won't do much here, but it may advance the runner. The pitch. And that ball splits the zone to strikeout number 10. So that's 10 on the day for Feller. And a big out there as Ozzie Smith comes up. He's 1 for 2. He singled to drive in a run his last time up. As Feller comes set and gets the sign from Molina. The pitch, the throw to first. Winfield dives back and he makes it in easily as Feller has hit 100 pitches. The pitch. That one is shot back up the middle. Feller gloves it. Fires over to first to retire his man. So after 6, it's 2-2. 2 runs, 9 hits. And 1 error for the D-Gens. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Lehigh. Hornsby stands in. He homered his last time up for his 33rd on the season to tie the game up. And that's where we stand now. Cy Young looks to be in good shape at 76 pitches as he works. And that ball is jolted into center field. A nice scrappy hit by Hornsby, who goes careening into second with a heads-up double to lead it off. So he's contributed in a big way today. And a golden opportunity for the D-Gens here in the top of the 7th with Ty Cobb batting. He's 1 for 3 on the day. A base hit here, you've got to think, will result in a run with Hornsby at second. Young looks back, looks in, gets a sign from Freehand, and works. That ball is scorched down the first baseline. Into the corner it goes. Clutch hit by Ty Cobb, and a run will score. Cobb will dive into second for his 29th double of the year. Now that's a clutch hit if there ever was one. I know some will say there's no such thing as clutch hitting, but with a guy like Ty Cobb in this time of the game, the later innings, that's as clutch as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. That's as clutch as it gets. And he indeed plates his second hit of the day, and that's his first double. He's driven in an RBI as well, the go-ahead RBI. Gets no easier as Nap LaJoie stands in, batting 322, 46 homers, 124 RBI. Young has faced him a lot over his career. We'll see what he has here. The pitch, he's going to walk him. I don't blame him. But there again, you got Manny Ramirez staring you right in the face. 1 for 3, batting 262, 32 homers and 91 RBIs. Ramirez is 1 for 3 on the day. There's still nobody out. So Young's got to dig deep here to avoid catastrophe. The pitch. And that ball is lifted out to left. It's carrying down the line. And it is. We'll see if it clangs off the wall. It does. One will score. Another one will come around. And Manny Ramirez stands proudly at second base. He just missed a homer. And it's 5-2. Degens have exploded here with Brady Anderson coming up at 1 for 3. Cy Young is proved to have a short lease on life here. He's got to recover if Lehigh has any chance at all, and they're going to walk. They're going to walk Anderson apparently. So now it's up to Darrell Evans, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Not exactly an easy out as Young comes set, gets the sign. You can tell he's a little out of sorts here as the pitch comes home. And that ball is lifted, shot out to right. It's a high arcing fly. Martinez camps under it, makes the grab for out number 1 to the mock cheers of the Lehigh fans. They're happy that their man got an out at least this inning. Now it's up to Yadier Molina, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Young bears down and fires. And that ball is lifted high. Mays comes in on it, makes the catch. The runner will hold. And just like that, 2 down. So if they can stop the bleeding here with Pete Reeser at bat, Lehigh might just have a chance. The pitch from Young. Runner off the pitch. That ball is lifted out to center. Mays coming in on it. He makes a somersaulting catch for out number 3. So as we head to the middle of the 7th, and I take a brief break, it's 5-2, Degens. This has been a wonderful game, and after 6.5, it's 5-2 for the Degens with 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error to 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for Lehigh. 15 men have been stranded, so opportunities have gone by the board, it seems. But let's see what Lehigh can do with the top of their order coming in and Feller at 103 pitches and 10 strikeouts. Biggio stands in. He's 1 for 3, as noted. Feller works. That ball is scorched. It is high. It is deep. And it is caught out there, flagged down by Reeser at the track for out number 1. After a 7-pitch at bat, Biggio put on a great fight there, made the pitcher work. And at this point, pitches may well prove to be the undoing of Degens if Lehigh is going to have any shot. Now up comes Bagwell, who's 0 for 3. He's had a tough day as Feller comes set and fires. That ball is shot into center field for a ringing single. Oh no, caught out there by Cobb. Wow, what a catch by Cobb. Great defense by him for out number 2. I thought that ball was dropping fast, and Cobb made an excellent play on it. Now up, it's Caminiti. It's all up to him as Feller hopes to get out of this inning unscathed. The pitch, and that one buzzes the zone, hits it for strikeout number 11, an emphatic strikeout. Feller picks up his 11th on the day and his 253rd on the season. So after 7, it is 5-2 for the D-Gens. Now leading it off for the D-Gens here in the top of the 8th is Chris Bryant, who hit a solo shot earlier in the game. I believe it was the 5th inning to bring the D-Gens back. It was the 5th inning. Indeed it was. So Bryant stands in. We'll see if he can replicate his magic from earlier. Young is still on the hill, not ready to give up. And the pitch to Bryant. That ball is cued over the head of Ozzie Smith, and Bryant dives into second. I believe that's a double. That's his 25th on the season. It may be his second double of the day. It's certainly his 3rd hit, although it's his first double. Okay, so he's doubled and homered and driven in a run. So Chris Bryant has had a big day at the plate as Rogers Hornsby stands in. He's got a double and a homer today as well. Let's see what he can do against Young, who comes set and fires. And that one is dribbled back to Young, who looks the runner back and fires to first for the out. Bryant stays put, and we're right back to Ty Cobb again, who got it all going the last time up in the top of the 7th. He doubled off the wall down the first baseline, scoring Hornsby to put the D-Gens ahead. And let's see where it goes from here. Young comes set. Cobb awaits the pitch. And that ball is drilled into left right field. Another hit by Cobb. Bryant will throw home. The throw homeward is not nearly in time. Ooh, it is in time. They called him. They got it out. I don't know about that call. That was a bang play. The Lehigh can consider themselves very lucky there, as D-Gens had a runner gun down at the plate. Bryant got a little greedy there, it would seem. And now we have LaJoie up with a batter in Cobb at first base, and a definite threat to steal with LaJoie. The pitch. Well, they're going to talk it over. Freehan goes out to Young, and the pitch homer. The ball is, that's a strike. The throw down is stolen base number 95. Holy cow. Ty Cobb is stolen 95 bases. He could well get to 100 on this season if things go to form. What a play was he. What a great play at the age of 29. LaJoie stands in. The pitch to him, and they're going to walk him again. I don't blame him there, but that's what got him in trouble the last time. And they're not afraid to walk people, that's for sure. Lehigh is not. Ramirez steps in, awaits the pitch from Young, and here it comes. That ball is dribbled out to J.D. Martinez, retrieves it, and a run comes home. Manny Ramirez picks up his 3rd hit of the day, and it is now 6-2 with Brady Anderson standing in. Young's got to retire a man here if they're going to have any chance at all. He comes set and fires. That one's lifted out to right. Towering fly ball. Martinez camps under it. He's got it out number 3. So after 7.5, it is 6-2 D-Gens. And it's Feller is still going to give it a go at 118 pitches. Kluszewski stands in. He's got a 9-game hitting streak on the line that could go by the way as Feller works. And that one, that's ball 4, and they'll take it to get a runner aboard as Willie Mays stands in. If they're going to have any chance, it's got to be from a man like Mays, who can truly swing the bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day as he faces Feller. Feller looks the runner back, the pitch. That ball is lifted out to center field. Carrying. Cobb is there, flags it down, and retires his man as Kluszewski retreats to first base. Now it's J.D. Martinez, who's 1 for 3 on the day. Feller looks the runner back, comes set, and delivers. That ball is scorched out to right, left, it's carrying. Razorbacks up on it and reaches up to make the grab for out number 2. The runner will have to hold pat. So 2 men down with Dave Winfield standing in. Feller with the pitch. That ball is dribbled down the third baseline. Bryant has it. He goes a short way to second to retire his man. So after eight full innings, it's 6-2, and the D-Gens are back at the plate. Now, Marty Cavanaugh is coming in. He's batting .269 with 7 homers and 26 RBIs, still against Cy Young. This is his first at-bat of the day, and Cavanaugh lifts it down the right field, left field line, and deep. And it's caught out in the corner. What a sensational play. Dave Winfield juggles it and reels it in for out number 1. Now up, it's Yadier Molina. The pitch to him. That ball is shot out to Biggio, who lunges for the out to retire his man. Next, we got Pete Reeser up. He's 0 for 4. And the pitch from Young. That ball is scorched. Oh, what a sensational play. Ozzie Smith with a line out. So after 8.5, it's the last chance for the Lehigh Lizards, and they'll be leading it off with Freehand, followed by Smith, followed by Biggio, and Bagwell will appear if any of those get on. Feller comes set. Gets a sign from Molina and works. The pitch. That ball is scorched into the hole into left field. Base hit by Freehan, so they're not going to go quietly, Lehigh, and you wouldn't expect them to, only being 2.5 games out. Now it's up to Ozzie Smith to keep the inning alive and Feller to put the fire out before it becomes one. The pitch. That ball is lifted out to right field. It's caught out there by Anderson, who throws it back in as Freehand retreats to first. Now Biggio stands in 1 for 4 on the day. The pitch from Feller. And that ball nicks the plate, and it is strikeout number 12. What a day Feller has had. What a day has he had. And it's up now to Bagwell to keep the inning alive, and Caminiti behind him. Let's see if Feller can slam the door with 2 men down. The pitch. That ball is shot back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So just like that, Feller may be running out of gas. He's thrown 150 pitches as Caminiti stands in. We'll see what happens here with the D-Gens. They may have a decision to make if this goes much further. And that ball hits the zone for strikeout number 3. That's his 4th on the day. And D-Gens with the win, 6-2. And just like that, here we are. The winning pitcher is Feller. He moves to 19-6. Young falls to 25-9. What a game it was in the time of 3 hours, 6 minutes. And what a game it was indeed. At Comerica Park, we have 6-2, 6 runs, 15 hits, 1 error, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the losing Lehigh squad. So let's see who the player of the game is. If I had to guess, I would say Chris Bryant. That's what I'm going to say. And we'll see. It's Bob Feller. All right, Bob Feller, you can't argue that. Certainly, he had the strikeouts to get it done, and he rallied. He held the Lehigh squad to 2 runs after they got an early 2-0 lead. D-Gens had some squanders early on, but fortunately for them, it didn't come back to bite them. So with that, we'll take another look at the standings as things refresh, and we look here. We're gonna see. What are we gonna see? We're gonna see a kind of sluggy game, a sluggy loading computer. So after the September 4th day, we're up to September 5th. Hagerstown is ahead of Liverpool by 4. They gained a game. D-Gens gained a game on Lehigh, so they're now 3.5 up. Vegas is still holding on to a 1-game lead over Chicago, and Marshfield is 2.5 up on Amazing. So we are closing in on 10 o'clock here on the East. It's been a long day for me. I wanted to do a few more games. I don't know as I really want to do any of these. I don't want to spoil the fun for others. If somebody is going to broadcast tomorrow, certainly I would encourage. There's a lot of great baseball left to play. I'm going to stop sharing the screen here just to see if we have any messages, as I'm sure I probably do. And if somebody, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody has made an observation I should have seen much earlier. So the screen is black for the time being. So there we go. MV says, keep rolling dice for the Red Bolts. Way on. Jeff Hunter says hello. Hi, Jeff. If you're still with us, MV is on all the way from the great country of Wales and the Four Nations. So good evening to him, or good morning to him. Good evening, Buckshot. He says, give me some wins. Unfortunately, I haven't obliged to this point. David Lando says hello, and good to see him. I'm not sure if anybody else is still on, but I gotta say, I'm running out of steam, and I don't want to. If you guys want me to sit a couple of days, I could, or I could leave it for somebody else to pick up the 5th tomorrow. I don't mean that the way it sounded. Excuse me. I'm not advocating for that by any stretch of the imagination, but let us see. So we have a black screen at the moment, but we're going to try to share screen again. There we go. I think we do. Yes, let us do this. Let us do that. Let's share the screen audio, and we're going to do that. This StreamYard is comparatively new. So there we are back again. I will go back in, and I'm probably going to call it an evening here just because it is September. Oh, it feels like it's September 5th. I will tell you on September 5th, 2017, in real life, I was doing what I'll be doing tomorrow, and that is to say, knocking a lot of doors of constituents in my district in my real life. So I'm going to call it an evening and hope to have some energy for tomorrow as I get out and about. It's been great to do this. I'm going to try to get these files uploaded. I will jump on Discord shortly. But thank you all for being here tonight. I don't know how many watched this game. Sorry it was only one game. I wasn't even sure I was going to do this. I had first thought, well, I started watching the Red Sox, and then I thought, well, I should do at least do one game. So I've done it, but I kind of wish I had the time to do more, but really don't, really at the end of the day. So that's where we stand. Hopefully, somebody tomorrow will pick up some games. There's a possibility, a slight possibility, but a possibility nonetheless, that I might be able to do a game, some more games on Thursday, depending on who wants to, depending on where things shake out. What I do know is it's great that we have the next week and a half to get through the month of September and October, because we do have some truly terrific races, and I can't wait to see how some of these games play out. Even though my poor Hadley Lake squad is 24 games out of the mix, has been eliminated, and is for all intents and purposes done, and looking forward to the draft. So with that, I'm going to call it an evening. It's about 10 o'clock here on the East Coast, and I'm going to say good night and thank you all for listening, for being attentive, and thank you, David Lando, for jumping on. We'll see you guys on Discord, because I'm not exactly 100% sure what I need to do to get these files uploaded. It's only been one day, so we'll go from there. We'll see you guys around whenever the next game takes place. Have a great one, everybody.